We have a triangle with certain given pieces of information, and we want to find out what the side length of A is equal to. I do remember that we have the law of sine, which says that the sine of A divided by the opposite length is the same thing as the sine of B divided by the opposite length of that angle, which is in return the same thing as the sine of C divided by its opposite length. So I'm looking for pieces that I have an angle, the opposite length, an angle, and the opposite length. We have the angle A, which is 60 degrees, and we are trying to find out what the length of A is. Now, we have the length of C, but I do not know what the angle measurement of angle C is, which is fairly easy to find out because the angles in our triangle here in planar geometry always add up to be 180 degrees. So in order to find out what the angle of C is equal to, I just have to take the overall measurement of my angles 180 and I subtract 60 degree and I also subtract 75 degree to get 45 degree. Now I have everything that I need. I have an angle, the opposite side length, I have an angle and the opposite length of this angle I am trying to find. I will not use this form of my law of sines, but the equivalent one where my unknown will be on top. In other words, the length of A divided by the sine of the opposite angle of A has to be equal to the length of C divided by the opposite angle of C, sine of the opposite angle. Now, because A is what I'm looking for, I'm just multiplying both sides with sine of A. I am substituting in the values that I have been given or that I have found, and we will get that the length A has to be equal to 3 times the square root of 2 multiplied with the sine of a 60 degree angle, all divided by the sine of a 45 degree angle. Remembering my values for sine, I know that sine is increasing from 0 to 90 degrees. Sine of 0 is 0. Sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. Sine of 45 degrees was the square root of 2 over 2. And sine of 60 degrees is square root of 3 divided by 2. And the length of C was 3 times the square root of 2. Now I multiply the top with the reciprocal of the denominator, which is 2 divided by the square root of 2. And I can simply cancel out common factors, and I'm left with 3 times the square root of 3, which is our solution.